are saying that what's going on with their brains is an amazing...
Wow. All right, Christopher, hold it right there. Hold it right there. We have another break, and I want to keep you for one more segment. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back right after this.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio? Something more important. We'll be on the phone with the IRS within 30 minutes of you becoming a client. That's guaranteed. Call Certified Tax at 800-685-9751. That's 800-685-9751. Again, 800-685-9751. We want to know, how do you use WebEx? I live in my car, sometimes a rental car. Every day, I find a nice quiet place to pull over and meet a client through WebEx, face-to-face on my smartphone. This is the way to do business. The new free version of WebEx Meetings lets you take your office anywhere, your desktop, laptop, or mobile device. Get your free WebEx Meetings basic account now at Webex.com. WebEx from Cisco. WEBEX.com. Webex.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Visit GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
We're talking to Christopher Key about actually a number of topics. The possibility that Aaron Russo may have been murdered. And you know what's funny? Just a little side note. When I first saw that film, I started showing it to everybody else. And probably, 4 or 5 times with multiple people in the room each time I saw it, and I started running around saying, oh my goodness, you have to watch this. And I remember probably 8 out of 10 people who saw it with me, they all said the same thing. That guy better be careful or he's going to end up dead. And when he died, and I knew he was going to be running for office, I thought, well, nobody runs for office knowing that they have terminal cancer. And then when he died, I thought, wait a second, this is a little too suspicious. So to have somebody else say something like that and to know that he didn't have terminal cancer 30 days prior is a little eye-opening. But let's get back to the topic at hand. We're talking about sports supplementation without the synthetic steroid sort of properties to it that produces real results. And we're also talking about, I guess we could call it alternative health practices that help advance your body to keep you healthy in a world that's just being bombarded with different signals and chemicals and drug companies. I'm so ticked off, Christopher, at the drug companies being in bed with Obama, especially now that it's been leaked that he has sold them, essentially property within this drug bill. I think people need to do whatever they need to do now to stay healthy. I think the best answer to healthcare right now is to not need it and do whatever you can to stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible. So let's talk about one of your other products that kind of has me shaking my head a little bit and scratching my head thinking, I don't know about this. You mentioned these little tabs or patches. What's that?
Let's mention the tabs real quick. The carrot-coated tablet that bypasses the stomach, gets in the small intestines, and the research has shown it begins to kill the body because of the antlers of it. Plus it has colostrum. Colostrum is mother's milk. These two work as the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, and what it's been able to do is been beyond amazing. And this is where we've been going back to the NFL and Mr. Goodell and identifying there's a big problem. They got mud all over their face, and we're saying, look, we can fix this problem. And you guys have to be the one to bring it to the forefront and tell the athletes about it. You know, show that you have some respect for these athletes, and you just don't put them out to pasture and help them. And they're talking back and forth with us right now. Nothing's came of it yet, but we'll see what happens. But let me go into to give you a little bit more insight on what we've done in college football. Okay. Okay. The very first team we worked with was the University of Hawaii. Okay. The University of Hawaii was 1-11. The very next year, with our help, they went 12-0. It was the single largest turnaround ever in NCAA history. We then took it to the University of SMU, Southern Methodist University. They were 1-11. The very next year, they were 9-5. Second biggest turnaround ever in NCAA history. Okay. I then took it to my alma mater, University of Alabama. We did the clinical research there. Our professors were blown away with it. We gave it to the Alabama football team. They went 13-0, won the national championship. Okay. Me and Coach Cochran and Coach Saban had some issues, so I always loved to prove a point. And God opened up the door for me to take it to Auburn University. Zach Etheridge was the Auburn football player, one of the team captains that had broken his neck. He was never supposed to play football again. I was able to go in, meet with the medical doctors, put 3 chips on his neck. He gave him full range of motion. They were blown away with it. They then allowed me to bring the light into the medical center there at Auburn. And within 90 days, he was completely, totally healed. We met with the entire Auburn football team. They went on and won the national championship. Okay? Then we took it to the University of LSU. Okay? And I can't make this stuff up, and I've got all the video evidence, like I was telling you earlier in the break. Sports Illustrated is doing a feature story on this because when we told them all this, they're like, there's no way y'all have been a part of all this. But we have.
I got to tell you, Christopher, that's probably exactly what I and a lot of listeners are thinking. We're thinking, wait a second, this is unreal here.
It really is, but it's not when you understand how the body truly functions. And again, our technology does not make these teams win all these ball games, but it gives them a competitive advantage. And when you have just a little bit of competitive advantage in athletics, there's not a lot that separates A team from B team. And that's what we've been able to do on a very, very large scale. Okay? So listen to this real quick. We then took it to LSU. They were blown away with it. They utilized the technology. They played Alabama. They shut them down, beat them. And then Coach Moffitt, the strength coach, found out about it. And he told all the ball players that they used the technology that would fail a drug test, and they could not use it. They were contested ball players. They had a special test, which there is no special test. And if any of them used the technology before the national championship game, they would not play in the national championship game. So I then went back to my University of Alabama. We met with all the players for 2 weeks. I was working with the players. I had a hotel room in the hotel with them down in Louisiana. All the players were coming into my room after practices every day for the week leading up to the game. Do you remember what happened in the rematch, the greatest rematch in NCAA history when Alabama played LSU in the rematch game?
No, I actually, this is a total side issue. I actually try now to avoid college football, but that's a completely different issue for another day.
Well, anyway, in the rematch, Alabama ended up beating them 35-0. LSU, with our help during the season, beat Alabama, and then when they played them again, Alabama ended up beating their brains out. And again, technology did not make that happen, but it gave them a competitive advantage. And that's what we're trying to do, is get these athletes to speak out about this. And when we get these athletes to speak out about it, the NFL gave every one of the ball players and the head coaches letters saying that they did not disassociate. By January 15th of last year, they would be suspended from the league, Josh. Suspended from the league.
Wow.
Then it went
okay, so
go ahead.
Where do people find out more? Because I want to give people the opportunity to check this out. Where do people find out more about what you're offering, what you're talking about, research you've done, videos, all that sort of stuff?
The website is SWATS, SWATS, team, TEAM.com. SWATsteam.com. And if anybody today, I'm always big about the proofs in the pudding, okay? If you don't believe this, I will give any of your listeners, if they call me today, a free packet of paint chips. All they have to do is call me up and take care of shipping. My direct cell number is 205-936-9803. That's 205-936-9803. And you can take this paint chip, put it wherever you have paint at, and we've been told, and clinical studies have shown, that the pain is greatly decreased, if not gone instantly.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the other products. Like, I'm really fascinated with the human growth hormone stimulator. Yes, there are elite athletes out there, but they make up less than 1% of the population. What does this do for other people who aren't, in the NFL or in PGA? What can other people expect to see when they take products like this?
Well, we know for a fact once we hit 30 that our IGF-1 and our testosterone levels begin to decrease, and that's mostly due to the water we drink, the food that we eat, and the air that we breathe. Okay, this will give your body the natural things it needs to allow your body to rebuild, regrow, and rejuvenate. And if you rebuild, regrow, and rejuvenate, you don't get sick. If you don't get sick, you don't go to the doctor. If you don't go to the doctor, you don't have surgery. If you don't have surgery, you don't have rehab, and you stay out of that system. You stay out of that cycle. And that's what we've been trying to do, is keep these people out of this cycle, because we believe your body can heal yourself if you give it the nutrients it needs. Okay? And we believe it starts with good water, good food, good frequencies, and good supplements and herbs.
Wow. Well, in reality, when you think about it, it really is the answer to healthcare, because you don't want to go to this system. The healthcare industry right now, every year, doctors kill more people than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. And it's not because they come in, injured and they just don't make it. It's because of the medical practice itself. And it's one of those things that we just don't talk about much in this country, but we need to. We need to start talking about this and getting to this place where we take such good care of our body, where we get into our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We don't need to go to the doctor as much as our peers do, because we've done things already to kind of rebuild and replenish what we've lost.
That is so right. I mean, everything now is about sick care. Okay, think about this, Josh. If everybody got well tomorrow, would the hospitals have any more business?
Well, exactly.
And that's what it's about. And people don't understand this. It's not about a doctor curing anything. It's about them giving you pharmaceutical drugs to treat symptoms that then create another symptom, which creates another system. And time you're 30, 40, 50 years old, you're taking 20 to 30 tablets. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
The body was not manufactured to do that. But because there's so many things that have been put in our water and put in our food now and put in our air, those things are happening. That's why you got to take control of your own health. Don't believe me. Don't believe Josh. Guys, go out there and start doing your own research. Right now the internet is the most important thing you have, and they're trying with Internet 2 bill to shut it down. So right now, get out there, guys. Please do your research on alternative things for health, because there's many things out there, not just SWATS. There are many different things out there that your body can utilize to prepare, regrow, and rejuvenate.
Well, Christopher Key, it was definitely fascinating having you on with us. The website, SWATSEdge.com, SWATSEdge.com. I have a feeling you'll be on again. Folks, that does it for hour number 1. Hour number 2 is right around the corner. Don't go anywhere.
Let everybody know again, we're not medical doctors. We do not practice medicine without a license. We're not making any claims. If you want to get in touch with us, you can call us at 205-936-9803. That's 205-936-9803. And again, we're not medical doctors. We do not make any medical claims, and we are not practicing medicine without a license.